International Broadcasting Company or IBC is a government-sequestered corporation ceded to the Philippine Republic, and since 1992, the Supreme Court approved or granted the compromise agreement between the PCGG or Presidential Commission on Good Government and Roberto Benedicto, the former owner of Channel 13. So essentially, since 1992, Channel 13 is a government-acquired asset. IBC was the leading network during their heydays. However, today, they cannot compete with the major networks due to the fact that they have limited budget. They only have two working news vehicles. According to Ms. Coy Reveroso, the Admin Services and Human Resources Manager, since 2009, she is already in charge of developing the human resource planning for the entire network that includes their provincial stations. She shared that the management style of IBC is unique.
Mainly because Channel 13 um, had been in a sequestration status. Actually, um, it is now a government-acquired asset, 100% government-acquired asset. But the status of Channel 13 since its sequestration in 1986 is a um, very difficult in a way that we have um, different sets of board of directors every change of administration. So meaning if there is a new administration for the Republic of the Philippines, then we have a new administration in IBC.
Miss Kathleen Forbes, the executive producer of News Team 13, she is in charge of completing the news, the lineup, and is coordinated with the news desk. She also shared the hierarchy of the management in the newsroom.
Basically, um, meron kami supervisors, and then we have the desk officer. So from the desk officer and the EP, um, kami nagde-decide kung ano yung mga stories na iti-take namin. And then after that, under us are the reporters, and then itong mga reporters na to, nagre-report sila, kumbaga, um, kami yung superior ng desk, and then yung supervising producers, tsaka yung desk officer. And then above us is the manager, news manager.
Mr. Jessica Duco, a reporter, and has the duty to go and cover his assigned beat for the news program. Also added that since they are a sequestered station, the management of the network leans slightly to the government.
The management are not that strict, or the supervisors are not that strict. What is more important is to carry the usual day-to-day routine and to cover every event na sa government side, but make sure to be balanced yung news. Whether kahit na sabihin natin we are a sequestered stations and kailangan dapat favor sa gobyerno, but at least may balance pa rin to air the other side of the story.
For IBC's broadcasting environment, since they are government sequestered, they tend to lean to the government as shared by Mr. Jessica Duco. Ms. Kathleen Forbes added that they are not necessarily pro-government.
What we do kasi is, okay, side ng government, side ng opposing party, or vice versa, pwedeng the opposing party and then the reaction of the government, and then that's it. Hindi kami nag-editorial because some stations kasi they tend to give parang medyo may onting reaction, so sa amin walang ganon. As in, plain simple lang, statement ni A, statement ni B.
Ms. Coy Reveroso added that they are government-controlled but is being run as a private corporation.
That's why I said earlier we have a unique character because we are being run as a private corporation, operated and managed by the palace appointees. And we are operating under our own revenues. We don't have any government subsidy. So if we have small income for the whole year, then we have very limited budget.
And for IBC, they have a big concern with their budget and their program schedule. Ms. Coireberoso explained that if they have a small income for the whole year, then they have a very limited budget. This is why they are not as competitive as before. Ms. Kathleen Forbes expressed her concern because of their lack of budget.
With the tight budget that we have and the limited resources, hindi lahat ng news na gusto mong puntahan, mapupuntahan mo. Currently, we are running a 30-minute program with um, dalawang working vehicles lang. So just imagine how are we going to get all the relevant yung news na malalaki.
Mr. Jessica Duco described their problems about their program schedule.
Usually, anong meron kami? Home shopping programs. There are only two local programs that we produce, the news at 30 minutes news and the headliners. That's the only that we have, the program that we have now. Other than that, mga canned programs.
Ms. Eunice Langkawan, associate producer and is second in command inside the newsroom, also shared the most challenging problem she faced.
Kapag wala si executive producer, then kailangan kong magdesisyon ng para sa news. Yung bigat ng responsibility ng pagdedesisyon. You just have to be confident about yourself and your decision.
For the problems on the technical side, Mr. Arthur Guda, Master Control Supervisor of IBC, and is in charge of making sure that there's a person on duty on air to ensure the airtime of their shows. He shared one of the most difficult problems he faced as a Master Control Supervisor.
Marami. Minsan, nasa live broadcast ka. Yung remote, meaning, kaya sa studio. Bigla nawawala ng audio. Or nagkaroon ng blanco. Meaning, na blanco sa ere. Galing sa remote. Diba? O kaya yung papasok sa system. May mga ganun instances na nangyari. O kaya nagkaroon ng brownout tapos naubusan ng battery yung UPS.
They also shared some insights on how they relate to their higher-ups, subordinates, and colleagues.
I work very well with my superiors, with my peers, with my subordinates, because I always tell them that I'm just here to help you. Just let me know. Just keep me in the loop. Otherwise, how can I help you if I don't know what is happening?
Okay naman kami, although sa news talaga, there will be times na pag toxic kayong lahat, talagang hindi pwedeng mawalan, may nagsisigawan. Pero after that, okay na ulit. Kasi alam naman namin na work lang talaga. And alam naman natin na, as media people, toxic talaga yung trabaho.
Siyempre, nire-respeto mo sila. Paano ba? Sumusunod ka sa kung ano yung mga utos nila, kung ano sa tingin mo yung tama.
We're good. Sometimes we're friends. We do exercise yung meron kayong distance kasi boss mo siya, subordinate ka niya, so you have to respect him or her. But sometimes you can air your sentiments, whether you are in favor of the task being assigned to you. You can suggest, you can express your opinion. So hindi naman ganoon ka-complicated yung aming relations dito.
In answering if they like their jobs, almost everyone said that they like it, because even though the pay is not that high, at the end of the day, you feel accomplished, and that ever since, they like writing news and it keeps them updated on what's happening around us. Except for Miss Kathleen Forbes. She said that working in the broadcast industry is not what she really wanted.
Pag yung magazine show yung gusto ko. Pero, wala pag dumating ka na dun sa place na yun, pag nandito ka na, you learn to love it na lang din Siyempre, you get to meet people din naman, na parang, you're always, tawag dito, parang, updated ka with the current event. So parang minsan yung ibang tao parang walking encyclopedia ka kasi alam mo na lahat, parang ganyan with current events. And of course, the people you work with na yun siguro yung isa din maganda dito sa IBC kasi medyo small lang yung bilang namin, so somehow tight-knit, so para lang din kaming pamilya. Ganun.
They also gave words of advice to those planning to enter the broadcasting industry.
Actually talaga, broadcasting requires passion. Kasi dito, hindi, broadcasting hindi siya pang, na gusto mo lang kumita ng pera. No. Sobrang hirap ng pera sa broadcasting. And it's really passion.
Siyempre, manood kayo ng news. Lagi kayong manood ng news. Dapat updated kayo. Tapos, kailangan din kilala nyo kung sino yung mga tao sa paligid natin, sa lipunan natin. Yun naman yung pinaka-basic doon. Manood kayo ng news and magbasa ng magbasa, hindi lang sa social media, wag mag-rely sa social media. Manood, makinig ng radyo, magbasa ng dyaryo and magazine. Basta yun, parang i-equip mo lang yung sarili mo ng knowledge.
Be brave, be courageous. Dapat you're very determined na ano pa man ang mangyayari or ma-experience ninyo in this industry, kailangan go lang. Pero kung medyo mahina ang spirit mo, kung medyo onion skinned ka, palagay ko magdadalawang isip ka muna. But the best thing that you can do is kailangan magiging firm ka lagi at hindi ka maswayed ng kung anong mga forces outside kasi it's either lalamunin ka ng maling sistema or you will fight for that wrong system or you will just resign.
Ito guys, sa maintenance namin, yung mga technical crew talaga, yung mga nagre-repair ng ano namin, yung mga technical yung mga 2 years, 3 years course lang yan eh. Pero yung nasa on air namin, puro engineer, PCE, required din ng NTC. You know? So, yung mga gustong pumasok ng broadcast, either dun sa dalawang, lalo na sa technical, either dun sa dalawang kurso na yun, ang pwede pumasok.
Meanwhile, for Radyo ng Bayan, under the Philippine Broadcasting System, is the flagship station of PBS. DZRB is the first radio station in the Philippines before the launch of DZRH. Radyo ng Bayan was formerly known as DZFM, one of the oldest radio stations under the Philippine government, and DPI Radio 1 and MPI Radio 1 during Mr. Alan Alanige, the current station manager of Radyo ng Bayan, who supervises the operations of the station, said that the management style of Radyo ng Bayan, the flagship station of the Philippine Broadcasting System, is participatory management.
We gather feedback from everybody because we consider each member of the staff as an important member of the team. We strengthen teamwork and teammanship. Everybody is a member of the team, so we value everybody's opinion. But at the end of the day, after gathering the various inputs, for all you know, even some ordinary empleyado may have the brightest ideas. So you have to listen to them before you make an actual decision. So sabihin, mahalagang papel ng ginagawa ng lahat kung sa management.
He further added that what makes their management likable is that it is democracy in action. It gives way to the ideas and opinions of others.
Hindi kasi porque ikaw ang manager, ikaw na lang ikaw na lang ang bright boy, ikaw na lang ang matalino, ikaw na lang nakakara. Hindi gano'n. Consensus una, tanungin natin.
For Ms. Cheryl Ayuste, broadcast program producer and announcer of DWPR, who is in charge of managing the production staff, that they manage their staff well because whenever any difficulties arise or a thing to be corrected, they immediately address it.
We're very open and we're very transparent when it comes to what we feel about our staff's program, what we feel about their attitude, if they're misbehaving, we call them out right away. And they can come to us anytime. If in whatever concern they have, they can easily come to us without any hesitation.
The broadcasting environment of Radyo ng Bayan is in a way competitive and in a way isn't competitive. Since Radyo ng Bayan is a government station, it has a mandate to fulfill, so it does not compete with commercial broadcast networks. As a government station, they are the authority when it comes to government pronouncements. Radyo ng Bayan is also conscious about ratings because they have to make sure that people listen to so that the public can get the message. Mr. George Arsenio Jr., an information officer, program producer, and announcer who researches, produces, and hosts different programs on different radio stations of the Philippine Radio Broadcasting Service, also added that since they are a radio government network, there are limitations in the broadcast environment when it comes to programs that are political, public affairs, or commentary.
So this is quite a liberating environment where we can do programs which are our interests and which we think are also important to be conveyed or to be relayed to the Filipino people as listeners or citizens of our country. So, but even government officials, we can also talk about them, but in a constructive manner.
Of course, the radio network also experienced problems regarding the budget. Since the network is a government agency, they are dependent on the national budget.
For example, at the beginning, sa simula pa lang ng taon, determine mo na yung budget mo for this year. What if something unexpected comes up? Yun ba, bigla nasira yung transmitter mo. Wala kang nakaalak para doon. So you have to check with DBM how to possibly realign some budget allotments na allotted to other things. Kung allowed by law yun, na ito, nasira yung ganito. Meron ba tayong pambili? Saan tayo pwedeng kumuha? Yung mga ganun. Hindi siya kadali. Hindi siya ganun kadali. Kailangan ko konsulta ka muna sa DBM. Kasi nga, yung pondo natin ay pondo na galing sa mamamayan. So we have to spend it very wisely.
Mr. George Arsenio Jr. also added his thoughts regarding the problems when it comes to budget.
Because we could not go to the place we want to visit if we don't have an invitation. Because we need an invitation to be able to request for official vehicle from the office, and without that, we cannot go directly to these places or to people we would like to interview, especially if these are far places. So because we don't have really much budget for our transportation expenses, so it's quite limited.
However, according to Ms. Chel Ayuste, she does not find any problem when it comes to budget for their station, TWBR.
We're a government station, so the government provides the budget for the operations, maintenance, and other expenses of Philippine Broadcasting Service.
Regarding to the technical side of the station, Engineer Leticia Reyes, Chief Engineer of the Philippine Broadcasting System, who is the overall manager of the engineering division and is in charge of the 33 stations nationwide, from Batanes to Tawi-Tawi, shared that the most difficult problem she has faced is with the personnel.
Dealing with the pasaway staffs of the engineering division. But how do I resolve the problem? I talk to them in a friendly way, in a professional way, and then if not, otherwise I write them memos to explain in writing your actions.
Of course, they also shared how they relate to their higher-ups, colleagues, and subordinates. Mr. Alanigue said that people's skills are important. You have to be able to more or less draw a line between professional dealings with friendship. Mr. Arsenio shared that you have to relate with them with respect, whether they are your bosses, subordinates, or colleagues. Everyone is a human being. They deserve to be respected, for Miss Ayuste. She said that she doesn't mind so much the difficult people in her work. She just let them be, and if they're difficult to deal with, she'll talk to them in a nice way. Regarding their jobs, everyone shared the same sentiments that they like their work because they enjoy doing it. They also shared some words of wisdom to those people planning to enter the world of broadcasting.
Not enough that you know. It is necessary that you can. Kaya mo ba? Yan ang tanong. Kasi iba yung tanong na, oo, alam ko na lahat yan. But when suddenly you imagine yourself talking in front of the microphone, the minute you push that on button, bigla kang kinakabahan. Bigla kang nag-blackout ng pen. May kulang pa dun sa aspeto na you can. Maaring alam mo na lahat, pero at the moment, you still cannot do it. So, it takes a lot of dedication. Diba? Kasi nobody can teach you effective broadcasting but yourself.
If your passion is really entering into a broadcast career, pursue it. Pursue it if it's your passion. And if you plan to pursue it, you have to read good books. You have to watch good, not only good movies, but good programs. Both TV programs like talk shows, not only talk shows, but you have to watch the news. You have to be updated.
You have to be prepared for those CGCs of the service that will be and always have focus. You know, we have many distractions, personally and professionally.
My advice is we have to consider that technology is very rapid in development. So, madaling mag-change ang technology, especially in the equipment, yes, and in broadcasting. So, as a future broadcasters, equip yourself with the knowledge continuously.
From what we've learned from the various interviews, broadcast management requires passion and dedication. You need to always hone your skills, technically and socially, as is required in the broadcast field.